Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called I See the Fire in Your Eyes, okay? And for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. We have 3 piles to choose from today. And we have the red tea light, the yellow tea light, and the blue tea light to choose from today. So take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Look at what are you seeing today? Do you feel like red? Do you feel like yellow? Do you feel like blue? What's really coming up for you when you take a deep breath and think about it? And of course, you're welcome to watch more than one pile. And you can find the timestamps in the description box below to each pile. And a couple of quick announcements. For those of you that are wondering, I do personal readings and all the details are in my description box below for how to request a personal reading. Also, for those of you that would like to check out my other YouTube channel, Light of Ascension Tarot, there's a link to that channel below. And if you'd like to follow me on TikTok or Instagram, details for how to do so are in my description box below as well. And for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with my channel, I do go live just randomly sometimes whenever I can. And maybe you'll want to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you can find me when I go live, because I do readings at a really discounted price then, okay? And if you're wondering, we will be having an extended reading as well, and the extended reading will be 18+, which you can find a link to my Vimeo channel below. Just make sure you choose the correct pile for this reading, okay? And I can't show it because it's not safe for NSFW, not safe for work, not safe for YouTube, etc. But anyway, I have a new deck that I made, and it's the Dirty Little Grab Bag remixed, and if you'd like to catch that on my Vimeo channel, you can certainly do that. And let's go ahead and get into it. Happy Friday, everybody. How did your week go? We had that full moon. Wasn't that on the 14th? I think it was on the 14th. I've kind of lost track of time. This last week has been very busy, but let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do it. We're gonna find out your person's thoughts and feelings towards you right now. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the red tea light, and today's reading is called I See the Fire in Your Eyes. And we're gonna find out your person's thoughts and feelings towards you. For those of you that would like to hit the extended reading, there'll be a link to my Vimeo channel below, and the extended reading will be 18+. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of my pile number 1s who come here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and pile number 1. Okay, so Spirit just told me, watch this, okay? So maybe, I think what Spirit means by that with watch this is watch what's happening in your life right now, or watch something that's gonna happen in the next couple of minutes or the next hour, like something interesting happening or something that makes you kind of raise an eyebrow, that type of thing. Or some of you may have a child that says, hey, hey mommy, hey daddy, watch this, or that type of thing, all right? I feel like somebody is doing a trick or something to show off for another person, and is like, watch this, okay? And Spirit's also telling me about card games and doing tricks with card games or shuffling or things like that. So maybe you know someone who does that, or you have done this before. Spirit's also telling me about somebody, here's the 5 of Wands, who low-key in the past was like a magician, like when you were a kid, it's like, I wanted to be a magician and pull a rabbit out of a hat, and I told everyone I was, and I'd go around and do that as a little kid, okay? So Spirit's showing me those messages for you today, pile number 1. And Spirit also is telling me scenic view. So something about a scenic view, or looking at a beautiful scenic view around you. Or maybe there's a painting or a picture of a really beautiful scenic view around me right now, okay? And Spirit is also showing me pearls, or like a pearl necklace or pearls or something like that. All right, pile number 1. So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirit's also showing me sugar and someone adding sugar, or maybe it's like, you know, the fake sugar, I forget what it's called right now, to a drink or a coffee or a tea and kind of stirring that in. What is it? The stevia or whatever that people use, and they put that in different things. But pile number one, let's go ahead and get into your reading, my darlings. The Five of Wands is out first. I'm just going to pull all the cards here and we're going to find out. They're saying, I see the fire in your eyes. And the fire may definitely, with the Five of Wands, is certainly very fiery. And it does connect to the energy of Mars, okay? So very fiery, and you may have just been feeling kind of fiery lately, but let's go ahead and see what else. We have Strength. Oh, more fire. All right. Strength is a Leo card. We have Rebirth and Winter. So yeah, okay. I already have some thoughts here, pile number one, but let me get all the cards out. We have Confusion and Illusions here with Neptune. We have Magnet, Electric Sleaze, and Aquarius Energy. Okay, so we have Leo and Aquarius here already. And also music or musician, someone who could be a musician or a performer, right, with the Strength card here. We have Storyteller. I somehow knew this was going to come up. So somebody who's very good at expressing themselves through stories and symbols, and maybe that kind of like somebody who tells a lot of stories. When I said in your channeled messages, like, watch this or watch me do this, or I'm going to tell you this story. Okay. So we have a storyteller here, and someone who may really be into writing and performing. I also feel like somebody reading from a text out loud in class or in school, or getting called on to do that. I'm also seeing the music notes in the background here. So someone could be reading or studying while they listen to music too. All right. And I'm also seeing like a yellow banana, but it is huge. I don't know if some of you had a banana recently and you're like, that banana is huge. It's humongous. It's the biggest banana I've ever seen. Okay. We have energy here, and then we have the crocodile. Okay. So look at this crocodile looking at the energy that you're putting out. And we have the unicorn here. So the unicorn poking the crocodile, and I feel like somebody wanting someone else to notice their energy. Okay, so we have the sacral chakra representing the divine feminine within, and we have the King of Cups. Okay, so somebody seeing the fire in your eyes, and it could definitely be this King of Cups, or we could have an Aquarius here too, or a Leo, pile number one. And the King of Cups in the tarot is a Pisces. So we could also have Pisces here, or a water sign in general. Now, and also the sacral chakra represents water too. So this King of Cups, pile number one, really wanting to connect with you on an intimate level and eyeing your energy with this crocodile. And if you can see, the eye of the crocodile looks like the eye of the dragon in this deck too. So someone here may have dragon energy, identify with dragons, or identify with the unicorn here, identify with the unicorns. Okay. And this King of Cups really seeing the potential to connect with you emotionally, pile number one. Okay. And really, I feel here too, really liking the part of you that is, you know, softer, the part of you that is really, whether you're a man or a woman, the part of you that's very feminine, that's very soft, that's very creative. Okay. And speaking of the sacral chakra, some of you may have like, you know, like where the sacral chakra is the pelvic part of our body, and it's like, you know, right at the lower belly. So some of you may have a little like lower belly. I'm like rubbing my lower belly right now like a Buddha, pile number one. Anyway, this person, some of you may have like a little belly, like, you know, like a little overhanging belly. And this person may like that a lot, pile number one, or they may think that that's super cute, is what I'm seeing here. And, you know, However, I feel like this person has been confused here with the Five of Wands and this confusion by something that has been happening between you and this person recently, okay? And I do feel like this person, also this person may think that someone thinks they have rose-colored glasses on here, and or isn't seeing things clearly like they should be. And I feel like that's more you, pile number one. I feel like you're saying, am I seeing this situation clearly? Okay, and because the unicorn in this deck represents the third eye. So it's like, okay, am I seeing this situation clearly? Like, does this person have feelings for me? Do they really feel that way about me? Because with the crocodile and the energy here, I do feel like this person's giving a lot of like primal or sexual energy towards you. And with the King of Cups and the sacral chakra here, it's like, all right, but I see this person's like wondering if there's an emotional connection here too. And I think, you know, what's interesting, pile number one, is I feel like, you know, since people aren't out, like in the last couple of years, people haven't been as out and about as they've used to be. And they're not as comfortable maybe with like social interactions as they were in the past. And something I noticed particularly, pile number one, a little divergent message here about men, for those of you that are dating men, is I think a lot of men actually, as a result of what we've been through as a society over the last couple of years, are having a hard time connecting emotionally to people again. And I do think there are some men that are actually craving that deep emotional connection, but they don't know how to go about it, okay? So I do see a person here, whether it's a man or a woman, I see the King of Cups here, is wondering if there's a deeper, more emotional connection here. And I feel like this person is wondering what you're feeling and what you're thinking, all right? Because I feel like with storyteller and strength here, I think you've kind of given this person the impression, pile number one, that, you know, you don't let things affect you, that you're very, and maybe at times too, using humor, all right? Using humor to kind of push things away, to kind of push the ickies away, which is great, pile number one, if you like to use humor or you like to tell stories or things like that. But I feel like this person is thinking at times that this actually confuses them, because I do think they're trying to have some type of an emotional connection here. And they're trying to, with the crocodile and energy, it's like, look at that crocodile salivating there. This is them, I feel like, looking at the energy like, pile number one, so tasty, right? And yeah, but I feel like this person wondering, like, is there more here to this connection? And is there more behind pile number one? Because I'm getting that some of you may have had a bit of a wall up. And do you guys remember that we have this winter card here? Do you guys remember the Venus retrograde last year that started in December and went to the end of January, which would have been winter period? I do feel like there was some confusion happening for you, pile number one, romantically around that time. And that, you know, I feel like pile number one, you flipped the script, or there was something about you, something happened at that time that was a change for you. And, you know, and I feel like this person with the primal energy here, with the crocodile, and eyeing that primal energy within you, okay? And this King of Cups wondering, like, how far does that go? Or how far, you know, like how deep are you, and how far do their feelings go for you? And this person may have had some confusion about their feelings as well too. And something could have happened during that Venus retrograde or around that time for you guys. That Venus retrograde was actually a pretty tough one. It's a Venus retrograde in Capricorn, okay? So, you know, for some of you here, this person is wondering if you still have feelings for them or what your feelings are for them, since for those of you that have been knowing this person for a while, or you've known them since, you know, December of last year or before that, this person is tapping into, trying to tap back into those feelings. And I feel like they're confused in a way here, pile number one, okay, about what happened at that time or where your feelings are as a result of that. Because there definitely is an intimate connection here with the King of Cups and the sacral chakra. And there's a primal connection here with the energy and the crocodile, okay? And it's like the crocodile is that energy of, I have to have you, you know, that like when someone looks at you and their pupils dilate, pile number one. And if I feel like this person, if you look at their pupils when they're around you or when you talk to them, I do feel like their pupils dilate. And you can see the sunglasses here too. And maybe yours do too, but somebody could be wearing sunglasses so the other person can't see that, all right? And I feel like you guys are coming through as the unicorn energy. In this deck is the third eye. And you guys are trying to figure out, what is this person wanting from me? Or is this person really, do they just want a physical connection with me? Or was that all there was? Or is that all that this person is really looking for right now? And with the storyteller energy here, some of you may be thinking, is this person just, you know, are they just like running game? Do you know what I'm saying? Pile number one, that old expression of running game. So I feel like some of you here, you may be with the unicorn, you may be watching tarot readings, you may be having dreams, you may be having clairvoyant moments as well too, thinking, is this person just running game on me or what? Okay. But you guys also, this person thinking of you, pile number one, their thoughts of you as well, thinking about you here with strength as, you know, the lion tamer. And strength in the tarot is also associated with serpent power, okay? So a very powerful speaker and a very powerful presence. And I feel like some of you here could also have a very powerful laugh as well. Or like this person could have commented on your laugh or your voice, I feel, as well, okay? And the sense that the, like, you know, some of the major arcana cards are associated with particular senses, and the sense that strength is associated with is taste, right? So this person really getting a taste of you and getting a taste for like who you are. And I don't know why I'm holding my ponytail in my hand right now, but anyway, it was in my hair. I just took it out. I have this blue ponytail and I just took it out, or rubber band for my hair. Anyway, maybe some of you have a blue rubber band as well for your hair, or you were taking your hair out. But talk about hair too with strength and Leo. This person could really be into your hair, or they like it when your hair is down. Or they just like your hairstyle in general, okay? Whether down, up, or whatever it is. And this person feeling like you're a very strong person, pile number one, that, you know, you have a cute laugh and a beautiful face, and that your hair, something about your hair too, especially for those of you that have curly hair and it gets kind of wild at times and maybe you pull it back. You know, talk about the big hair energy with strength here in Leo. But with the storyteller and strength, I feel like this person really getting a taste for the way that you communicate, pile number one. And, you know, maybe sometimes wondering if you're putting up a little bit of a front to them or putting up a little bit of a wall towards them. Because with the Five of Wands here, I do think this person senses that within you there's some conflict about what you want to do next, or where you really want to be. Or they also may sense, even though you may not be acting like it on the surface, pile number one, this person may be wondering if they upset you in some way with the Five of Wands here, or if you're actually like good with everything, quote unquote good. Because I think the vibe that you're giving, pile number one, with Strength and the Storyteller is like, no, I'm good. Also, you could have told this person about things, you know, the hard struggles in your life that you've had to go through. For some of you, maybe you've had some pretty challenging struggles that you've had to overcome in your life, okay? And I feel like this person with the King of Cups and the sacral chakra, they do see that about you, and they do feel that about you, that you've had those experiences, okay? And because of maybe some of the things that you've told them about stories from your past or different things that have happened, okay? But I also feel like this person thinks that even though if you're kind of like using humor to push things away, or maybe sometimes you have a bit of a wall up or you're laughing things off, I do think this person thinks that you're very sensitive with the sacral chakra. Okay, so that may cause them a bit of confusion because some of you may have this harder exterior of being a survivor and overcoming obstacles in life, but underneath it, I feel like you guys are like sweethearts. You know what I'm saying? Pile number one. And yeah, so I think you guys just get sick and tired of having to try to figure everything out with the unicorn here, like trying to figure out what people's intentions are and what's really going on with them. And I feel like you guys do have a very sensitive psychic antenna, but I also feel like sometimes you guys may assume the worst. Pile number one, maybe because some of the things that you've been through, because you have been with people in the past with this crocodile energy who've really wanted to like devour you, and maybe not in a good way, okay? But I feel like with this person, they're like, hey, I want to like devour your energy, you know? I want to take it in and devour it, right? On a feeling level. Sorry, pile number one, I have to, my dog is asking to be, I had her in the other room, and she's like, let me out, okay? So, okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, pile number one. Anyway, back to business. So, okay, that's why I had her in the other room, pile number one, because there's a little bit going, hey, that's enough. All right, because I didn't want her to bark throughout your reading. Anyway, I tried to bribe her with a treat, talking about the untamable beast, right, with the Strength card. And this person thinking you may have a knack for storytelling, or that you have a very fun way of expressing yourself, pile number one, or a very creative way of doing that. But to get back to what I was saying, I think you guys have been around people that have been energetically heavy psychically around you, and I think for some of you it's affected your sacral chakra, okay? And you know, it's kind of like, I'm okay, I don't need your help, like that type of thing. I feel like because you guys have been through, you know, I just heard that I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Okay, do you guys know that song? I can't think of who sings it right now, but it's like, I feel your eyes have seen fire and rain. And this reading is called I See the Fire in Your Eyes, right? So this person definitely seeing that spirit of a survivor and someone who overcomes in your eyes, pile number one, seeing that in you. And I do think they like that about you, but I also think they're a little confused because it's like, okay, you know, are we going to go deeper in this connection? Are we going to, it's straight up 1 o'clock right now in your reading, pile number one, 111, straight up 1 o'clock. And this person wondering, hey, speaking of 1 o'clock, it's like, are you the one? Okay. And I feel like this person maybe thinking about that, like think with the sacral chakra and the King of Cups, like a little confused about it, but hey, are you the one? Are you the one? Do you think I'm the one? Is what I feel like this person is also saying too. We might have people with winter here. We may have people who have their birthdays in the winter season as well. And for those of you that did go through a very tough Venus retrograde period, just know that you're really becoming strong, okay, with the Strength card here, just as a side note, pile number 1. And with Magnet here, I feel like this is from my deck, and it's an Aquarius card from a deck that I made, pile number 1, and this person being drawn to you like a magnet, but with the 5 of Wands here, maybe not knowing completely why, because maybe at times this person has a tendency to go for people who, like, if you're a woman watching, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, but they have a tendency to go for people that are maybe a little bit softer or a little bit less loud or a little bit softer, okay? But I also feel like you guys have been tamed down a bit yourselves, pile number 1, because of, you know, maybe some of you here with this crocodile and energy, because of people, you know, people in their lives or people trying to like eat up your energy, okay? So we want to talk about, maybe for some of you here too, talk a little bit about psychic protection, okay? But pile number 1, I do feel like this person is drawn to you like a magnet, like a moth to the flame, drawn to you like a magnet. All right, and someone here, like I said, may be in a creative industry, some type of a performer, because we can see the dude here playing guitar. I also feel like somebody, if there's a man here, I feel like he needs to clip his fingernails, or his fingernails are a little bit long, which sometimes you have when someone plays guitar, like especially, I think it's the thumb or something that is kept a little bit longer. But anyway, okay. I'm also, Spirit is telling me, do you guys remember that show Ugly Betty from back in the day? It was on TV maybe 10 years ago. I don't know if you guys like that show or you watched that show. I'm seeing the initials N. I'm also seeing the initial T. I also feel like I'm seeing NTE, N initials N, T, and E. I'm also seeing an A here and a D. All right, pile number 1 as far as initial goes, and a B. And Spirit also showed me an owl as well. So maybe some of you resonate with that energy, pile number 1. Okay, so this person, like I said, wanting to devour your energy, wondering like, is there more here between us? And what is it? And how far does it go with the sacral chakra here? Finding themselves drawn to you like a magnet here with this magnet card, but with the 5 of Wands, maybe not really knowing why, okay? They feel that way. And if we look at the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil energy. So, you know, I feel like you guys have gone through a lot in your life, pile number 1, and it hasn't always been easy for you. And I do feel like there's some things in your past that you've had to overcome, some hardships. And maybe addictions, maybe, you know, bad relationships, abusive relationships, or things like that, okay? And that can really, or maybe a really abusive family, okay? And that can make a person very strong and make them a fighter, the 5 of Wands. Do you guys know that song by Christina Aguilera called Thanks for Making Me a Fighter, okay? I feel like some of you guys have that energy about you. When you guys are in top form, you're very exciting to be around, and you like to laugh, and you're a good storyteller, and you're super funny. I feel like pile number 1, and this person also really likes that about you too, okay? Let's get one more card here to close the reading for my pile number 1, Spirit. Spirit, what else can you tell us about this situation for pile number 1? And then pile number 1, we'll take it to the extended reading, and there'll be a link to my Vimeo channel below, okay? We'll get an 18+ extended reading. If you guys enjoy my readings, there is a tip jar in my description box if you feel so inclined and you want to show me a little love, okay? But let's go ahead and get one last card here to close. Okay, Spirit wants that one. The 10 of Wands, talking about overcoming. I shall overcome. And but also the 10 of Wands can also talk about feeling overpowered too. Okay, so pile number 1, maybe times in your life when you did feel there were circumstances around you and you couldn't really do anything about it. All right, and the 10 of Wands is also an energy of getting tired, because it's the last expression of the fire energy with the 10s in the tarot. And so by the time it gets to the 10 of Wands, fire doesn't really like being pulled down to earth like that, and it gets very tiring. Okay, so there could be something here with things that have been very tiring for you recently pile number one. But I also feel like sometimes connections can be very tiring. And it's like, I don't really know what's going on. Like, is it worth it? Or should I keep going in this thing? Or, should I keep trying? Maybe some of you are wondering, should I keep trying to date? Should I keep trying to put myself out there? Or should I keep trying to keep on keeping on? You know how they always say on those t-shirts, keep calm and carry on, right? It's a little easier to carry on if you're not hanging on to the 10 to the 10 wands. Talk about having, excess baggage or excess weight on our shoulders here, pile number one, okay? So there may be some things right now in this connection that feel a bit heavy. And I also feel like there could be something here around someone's location versus like living in the city versus like living outside of the city or in the country, or having to go a long distance to kind of see someone. And it could, it could be a long distance connection, but it also could just be inconvenience, like somebody lives out in the country, the other person lives in the city. It's going to take an hour to get out there, it's going to take an hour to go see one another, but I also feel like if that's the case, this person's like, hey, I can make that happen. I can make that happen. It just may take a little bit of work. Okay. And so that's where I'm at, pile number one, with the end of this reading for you guys. I hope that reading was illuminating for you, and I hope it gave you some direction. And if you'd like to go deeper with me into this energy, you can join me on my Vimeo channel, and there'll be a link to that below. We will go into the 18+ info, and we will get more into the energy here between you and this person. All right, pile number one, thank you so much, and appreciate you being here. I appreciate all your comments, all your likes, all your subscriptions. Thank you so much, and take care. Let's move on to pile number two. Okay. All right. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow tea light, and right off the bat, Spirit is telling me, was whispering in my ear for you, pile number two was telling me about raw energy. So maybe there's some type of raw energy that you're putting out there in the world lately. Spirit is also telling me something about Kool-Aid, or someone drinking the Kool-Aid. If you guys know that expression, maybe someone said that to you, or maybe someone's actually drinking Kool-Aid. Drinking the Kool-Aid is kind of like buying what other people are saying and not really questioning it. Do you know what I'm saying? Pile number three, or pile number two. Why did I just call you pile number three? Maybe you guys want to watch pile number three too. But anyway, I also get the feeling of someone making a big purchase, like buying a car or talking to a salesman at like an appliance store. A salesperson, doesn't have to be a salesman, but talking to someone, and maybe someone feeding someone a line of baloney or BS or something, or maybe somebody saying, oh, somebody's really drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever. Okay, pile number two. But Spirit is showing me someone making a major purchase, so maybe you guys are thinking about that, or you are doing that presently, pile number two, okay? Spirit's also talking to me about like golden energy, or saying that someone has golden energy, or something about a halo or a golden halo. All right, pile number two, I just heard somebody is saying that someone else can do no wrong, okay? Like that person never gets in trouble for anything because they can quote unquote do no wrong, okay? Maybe some of you had a sibling that was like a golden child or something like that. But anyway, or maybe you were the one, that could do no wrong. But okay, there's Justice and the Three of Wands that popped out right away. And then we have the Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck, a fire sign, okay, particularly in Aries, because the Queen of Wands represents Aries. All right, but pile number two, I haven't even gotten to your prayer yet, or to tell you that there will be an 18+ extended reading after this reading, because the messages are just coming through so fast and so quick for you. But let's go ahead and do it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect with the energy of pile number two, who comes here today seeking your guidance. Shh. Sorry, pile number 2. There's some construction going on outside today. Thank you for being here with us, Spirit. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium and the channel between yourself and pile number 2. It's 111 on my clock right now, pile number 2. So that 1111 type of energy coming at you guys. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So pile number 2, you guys coming off as, so the 3 of Wands in the tarot is Aries and Justice is Libra. So we could have a Libra-Aries combination here. But I do feel like you guys are coming off as being very strong, being very disciplined, being very smart, being very well put together, maybe even a little bit intimidating, pile number 2. And I do think this person has their eye on you and they're like, you know, pile number 2 could be a potential match for me. But I also think that this person lives their life in a different way than you, pile number 2. I think they live more on the fly, or they live more, I'm getting Gemini energy too, that Aries Gemini energy of kind of living on the fly, right? And versus somebody else who is like, you know, who maybe you are, pile number 2, you know, I know what I want, I know what I'm doing. Some of you here may have a really good job, or maybe you went to school for something, you know, really, really smart or that type of thing. But pile number 2, you guys are giving, at least to this person, pile number 2, you're giving off the vibe of being very strong and not putting up with crap, okay? And you also give people a fair chance, pile number 2, but you don't really suffer fools because you're smart and you can see through people's actions, okay, into the heart of the matter. And I feel like with this person, they may be wondering, there is an attraction here, and we may have somebody that has Venus in Libra or Aries, or Venus in Aries or Venus in Libra too. Or you guys may have Venus signs that match if you know the astrology, okay? Because I'm picking up on that too. But this person being attracted to your energy, pile number 2, I do feel like they're attracted to you a lot. But I think that this person, you're also kind of that thing in the distance that maybe they can't quote unquote get. Do you know what I'm saying, pile number 2? So, you know, this person wondering like if they approached or if they talked to you or if they, would you be interested or would you cut them down? Or, you know, could something work here? Or are you guys kind of really different or too different? I also feel like there are 2 people here who keep 2 different schedules, okay? Pile number 2, like maybe someone gets up early in the morning and has a very regimented routine, and then someone else who doesn't really doesn't abide by that, or maybe someone who's more on a different schedule, okay? So let's just go ahead and I'm gonna pull all the cards here that I have for you, pile number 2, and then I'll keep going, okay? We have Judgment. All right. I see the fire in your eyes. And you know what? In the tarot, the title for the Judgment card is the Spirit of Primal Fire. Okay. So talk about seeing the fire in someone's eyes. And Judgment does represent that fire, that, you know, that primal fire that rises up, that liberates us. You know, the Judgment card always reminds me of the phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? So really, this person really feeling your phoenix power, pile number 2. And also, I feel some of you are very good with words, or you just come off as being someone, you know, maybe not to mess with, all right? We have higher self activation. Yeah, whenever you see higher self and activation with Judgment, you can be sure that someone's going through an awakening, is going through a spiritual awakening, or is getting a spiritual upgrade. And I don't even want to call it an awakening. It's something more violent than that. Pile number 2. And I don't mean violent as in physically violent. I just mean like it really like rocks the soul big time, okay? So some of you may be going through some of those experiences as well. And your higher self reaching out to you in this reading, pile number 2. And I feel like, side note, pile number 2, your higher self is telling you not to be closed off to things in your life, and not to think that you have it all figured out at this point, because I do see a crossroads for you guys coming up where things are going to radically change for you. Okay. So things may be where they are now, but I don't feel like it's always going to be that way for you. You may be having a perfectly fine time right now. I just see there's something more for you, pile number 2. Okay. We have here spy, watching, and inspecting. Okay. I also feel like you guys can spy, watch, and inspect people too. Some of you may have Scorpio and Libra in your chart. And you're like, yeah, this person's blowing you a kiss and is like, mwah, baby, you know, like that type of thing. And you're watching this person to see what, you know, like what they're doing, what they're up to, what's next. And, you know, I feel like with you guys, you just don't want any funny business. Pile number 2 in your connections. You're coming off to this person as being quite serious. Also, this person may wonder how you know the things that you know. And some of the things here with justice that you say may really surprise this person or take them aback a little bit, okay? But I also feel like they're confident here with the 3 of Wands. They're like, I can handle it. You know, they're blowing you a kiss, but they may sometimes be like, how does pile number 2 know that? Like, you guys may know things that are like little freaky things about people, or because I feel like you guys are very connected to your higher self, or you're becoming more connected to your higher self. So you may just know things, okay? And this person, you may have even told this person that you can feel when somebody's lying to you, or when someone's cheating on you, or when someone isn't telling you the truth, okay? And that can be, you know, maybe you told somebody about that, or you told this person about that. Maybe just as a like getting to know you type of a thing, right? Like, you know, it's so weird. I can automatically kind of tell what's up with people or what's going on with people, and surprise them sometimes, okay? So this person's like, whoo, I better be, you know, I better be on my toes here. Speaking of toes, someone in the connection could be like flat-footed or not have a whole lot of arch in their feet is also what I'm seeing here, okay? And let's go ahead and see what else. Oh, I was just gonna mention the High Priestess, because the Justice card with the 2 stone pillars are very similar to the High Priestess, okay? And that's how I think with the 3rd eye activated here, coming out under Justice, this is why I think you guys can see far into things without knowing all the details, all right? And this person's like, you know, they're like, wow. And they may not have been around someone like that before, pile number 2. So it's quite different or interesting for them, okay? And we can talk about, it actually says here, the High Priestess, 3rd eye in truth. Okay, so that's how, and the Justice card definitely has to do with truth. And some of the things that you guys have seen about people though, or people that you've dated in the past, I feel like you haven't liked that, or it hasn't resonated with you. So with the 3 of Wands, if someone's gonna be in your life, they have to be a strong person who follows through with what they're saying and doing, okay? Actions speak louder than words. And the 3 of Wands and the Terry, maybe someone here is named Terry or knows someone named Terry. But anyway, the 3 of Wands in the tarot is Aries. It's Sun in Aries, okay? So, you know, like my actions speaking louder than my words type of thing, okay? And maybe for you guys, that's true too. You know, that your actions speak louder than words, all right? And, yeah, because Justice is also an energy of listening to people and thinking about what they're not saying. And I feel like some of you guys are very clever here, pile number 2, or you're coming across as being very clever to this person, and maybe a little too clever with the spy. We have poet, okay? We have poet, the soul of a poet, pile number 2. Beautiful. This person's very attracted to that part of you, pile number 2. Some of you are like an anomaly, I feel, because you're very, you're very exacting, and you have that, strong, analytical, truthful type of side to you that could even be cutting at times. But you also, I feel like you have the heart and soul of a poet, okay? And like you're a complex person with judgment here, and I feel like this person knows that about you, or they're seeing that about you, starting to see it. We have movement here, movement. Something better happen, actions speak louder than words. We need movement. Mama needs some action. Papa needs some action. And maybe you guys are feeling that way. And I also feel like this person would like to have movement in this situation with you. And they may be saying, Poppy needs some action here. Mommy needs some action here. All right. And, shake and bake, wakey bakey, that type of thing with the Judgment card. It's time to get out of bed. It's time to get up. Talking about someone waking up or being a night owl or something, and waking up at all different weird hours, or waking up at like 3 p.m. instead of waking up at, 7 a.m. or something like that. All right. But there's a movement. It's like, let's have some change here. Let's have some movement. What's the plan, Stan? I feel like this person is saying to you, pile number 2. And maybe it's a little hard sometimes for you guys to make decisions, because you weigh things out a lot and you think about things a lot. And I feel like you are a deep thinker, pile number 2. So maybe you don't really want to be rushed all the time. We have Stingray here. Okay, interesting. We can see all the chakras. Talking about the Stingray in this deck talks about a new interest, or developing an interest in spirituality, or being like unformed and just kind of going with the currents and the energy of things. Talking about like, just sensing things in life here with the Stingray and movement, and going where you sense things want you to go, or where you want to go, pile number 2, okay? And this person thinking that you're smart and you're sharp, but you're also guided by your feelings. And maybe sometimes you come off as a little impatient, pile number 2, but you also don't want other people to rush you, which is an interesting dichotomy. Okay, and I feel like this person is kind of saying, what is it? Like, let me have time to make my decisions and think about big decisions in my life, but also actions speak louder than words. And, I feel like you guys could get very annoyed or impatient if somebody makes a plan with you and then they don't follow through on it. Okay, so I feel like this person knows that about you. You're coming across as a powerful person. Yeah, you're the Stingray, they're the rabbit. They're like, ooh, pile number 2 is going to look at the tail of the Stingray there. It's reaching out to the rabbit, about ready to sting it, okay? So this person, knowing they need to stay on their toes with you, and if they want to move things forwards with you, they need to stop just sitting and waiting and watching for you, and they actually need to put the pedal to the metal. Do you know what I'm saying, pile number 2? And I think they know with Judgment here that you're not going to wait forever, or if something is going to happen in this connection, like, it's going to be because of the electricity and the energy and the emotions here with the Stingray. All right. And because you and this person I do feel like you and this person have an energetic alignment to one another, pile number 2. We have the Poet with the High Priestess, and the Poet can really appreciate the High Priestess. I do feel like there's a connection between you two, but I also think there is a like, you know, with judgment and movement, it's like, you know, with how they say pile number 2, either shit or get off the pot, right? I don't know why I'm coming up with so many colloquialisms while I'm doing your guys' reading, but it's the old adage of either shit or get off the pot, right? And I feel like some of you guys here, you know, with the poet and the high priestess, there is kind of this vibe of a tortured soul, especially with judgment and movement. And I feel like your higher self is blowing you a kiss in this reading, pile number 2. And maybe sometimes you guys torture yourself more than you even need to, okay? But I do think you make this person nervous, especially your eyes and the way that you look at them, okay? And the intensity in your eyes. And this reading is called, I See the Fire in Your Eyes, okay? So with this rabbit coming out here, you know, I think some of the things that you guys could say or do could sting people if you wanted it to, pile number 2. Like, how are you going to use those powers that you have? Use them wisely, right? But I also think the stingray here talking about just knowing things and being, also I feel like there is an electrical charge to this connection. And I also feel like when you look at this person, you may make them a little bit uncomfortable, but I also feel like they can't stop looking at you. Do you know what I'm saying, pile number 2? So let's go ahead and, right? It's like with movement and the stingray, it's like do something or else type of a thing. And this person's like, you know, should, you know, they're coming across as, with the 3 of Wands, they come across as being confident, pile number 2, but I also feel like some of you here could be, at times, maybe a lot to handle just because you're a complex person. It's not a bad thing, pile number 2, but, you know, this person trying to strategize or coming up with the best way to kind of move this forward and how to, you know, activate this connection, okay? Let's see what else here. We have the base chakra. When I talked about the phoenix, when I talked about the judgment card, okay, the phoenix is associated with the base chakra. And they say that, you know, one of the wisdoms of life is that our karma, most of our karma in life is actually held in our root chakra or in our base chakra, okay? And also the base chakra really representing that root chakra connection when we have a sexual connection with someone too, as well. And look at the reds here, right? Talking about the fire and the passion. And with the poet and the 3 of Wands here, I do feel like this person is trying to say the right things to you and is trying to make sure that what they communicate to you is right. But I also feel like they're trying to impress you a little bit with what they're saying, okay? And some of what they say may be a little bit nebulous at times, which has you guys kind of thinking, okay? And wondering, like, you know, what is gonna happen here? Let's see what else we have. There's the Knight of Swords. They're like, this is what's gonna happen, all right? I'm coming to get that root chakra of yours, all right? Look at the base chakra and the Knight of Swords. I feel like they're saying, pile number 2, you say the word, okay? You say the word and I'm there. And the Knight of Swords is about taking fast and quick direct action on something that you feel very passionate and inspired to do, okay? So we can see the red, you know, the red cloak on the Knight of Swords, which talks about that, you know, passionate, fast, quick, mercurial even type of energy. All right, pile number 2. And so this person's like, say the word, right? And maybe you guys have been thinking about this and this person's been trying to sweet talk you a little bit here, or trying to, maybe there's been, you guys have shared some poetry or music or lyrics or different things with one another, or songs, you know, there's that whole thing. But this person trying to say the right thing, I feel like, to entice you. But I feel like some of you here have been in deep thought about your own life and the things that have been happening in your own life, knowing that you're going to be having some big changes coming up in your life, okay? With judgment and movement, we have no choice but to move forward in life. And I feel like some of you may be like, well, would this person even know what to do with me if they got me, you know, or would they just run away scared like other people have, like afraid of my intensity or not wanting, you know, like turning away from me when I finally open up to them and let them in, okay? And so some of you may be thinking about that and weighing that out within you, all right? And I just heard, did I stutter? So anyway, pile number 2. But so the rabbit here is a little bit nervous, but the rabbit is also very fertile and sexual too, you know? And so yeah, pile number 2. So this person, and maybe there is some nervous energy between you two when you're around each other here. And I feel like with this activation card, this nervous energy, particularly around what to say or what to do, kind of comes out when you two are together. But I feel with the Knight of Swords and the base chakra, this person's very, very attracted to you, pile number 2. And maybe at times, I feel like this is a person who has a tendency to blurt out or just say things randomly. But I feel like with you, this person's trying to control that. With the Poet and the 3 of Wands here, the 3 of Wands is the Lord of established strength, okay? So this person wanting to appear, you know, together and calm, like they're taking action towards you, that they're moving this connection forward, that they get where you're coming from, trying to say the right thing, okay? There is an attraction here between you two. And I'm also getting maybe a work attraction for some of you here too, or something about the work that you do or the work that they do, all right? And it could be very different work too, but maybe running across each other that way. Now, with the Poet here, again, I feel like they're trying to tone it down a little bit and trying to make sure they say the right thing. But I feel like that may also have you guys feeling a little impatient towards them too. All right, so they could be a little bit intimidated, pile number 2. Hate to tell you that, but they may be a little bit intimidated with judgment here and movement to make a move. However, I think if you guys opened up to them and gave them the impression that, you know, you're open to their energy, and that you're, you know, that you're feeling them as they're feeling you, I do feel like this person, I mean, also with the Knight of Swords and the base chakra, I feel like this person's having dirty thoughts about you, straight up. Okay, with the Poet energy here though, they're trying to be a little bit more sophisticated, I feel like, than they normally, quote unquote, normally are or would be, because Justice is very sophisticated, and the High, you know, very much a, you know, like a Renaissance woman or man, as you are, pile number 2, and you do have an air of sophistication about you. And there may be times too when you're silent or when you're just watching this person or looking at them, it may make them feel a little bit uncomfortable. Also, I feel you guys have the ability to draw feelings with Poet, movement, judgment. I feel you guys have the ability to draw certain feelings out of this person. And, you know, with the rabbit here, I do feel like it scares them a little bit, to be honest, pile number 2, okay? And I think if they were gonna be totally honest with you and just let her rip, I think, you know, they would tell you that as well, okay? But they're trying to appear strong, action-oriented, and also, you know, a little bit more sophisticated than they would normally present themselves to any other man or any other woman, okay? So know that that's going on underneath the surface, pile number 2. And I do think this person with the base chakra and the Knight of Swords, they're like, you know, you don't even have to go anywhere. I will come to you, right? So, you know, you don't even have to, you know, you don't have to leave your home, or you don't have to really go anywhere too far from home. I will come to you. I feel like, or you pick the place where you want to go, or you make the decision and I will come to you. All right, is also what I feel like this person is saying. And with judgment and movement, I feel like they're saying, you know, when you meet a high quality man or woman, like pile number 2, you really don't want to delay on it, because then you can kiss your opportunity with that person goodbye, okay? And I think that this person is well aware of that, pile number 2, and maybe for some of you that did happen. They took a little bit too long, and then they came back around with the Poet trying to sweet talk you, okay? And with the Knight of Swords coming back around, that type of energy. But, you know, also when someone stings you, pile number 2, or when someone hurts you with the sting right here, I feel like it activates a part of you with this higher self activation that can be more severe, or that can be more like, you're done, I'm cutting you off, okay? Even though you're nice, I feel like, with the Poet energy, all right? So this person could be a little bit afraid as well. And also for you guys are like, if you're wondering if this person looks at your social media or looks at your posts or looks at the things that you write or say, I do feel like they do, but maybe some of them here with the rabbit are a little too scared of like saying anything directly, or maybe they do leave you a nice comment here or there, but rest assured, I do feel like they're watching what you say and what you do, I feel like. Okay, with the Knight of Swords and the base chakra, the Knight of Swords always reminds me of an interrogation, you know, and that feeling of being interrogation, you know, pile number 2. So also I feel like this person really wants to talk to you about your sexual preferences and what you're into, but they may be a little bit afraid of doing that or taking, you know, going totally in with that. But I do feel like if this connection progresses, pile number 2, and if this thing really keeps going, I do feel like this person's gonna tell you exactly what they're into sexually. I do feel like they're going to, and it could be some freaky deaky, okay? Pile number 2. And I do feel like they can be very verbal that way once they get past the pleasantries, pile number 2, okay? So let's go ahead, and for those of you that would like to go deeper with me, we're gonna get one more card here, but if you'd like to go deeper, you can always join me on the Vimeo extended reading, which will be 18 plus, and there'll be a link to that below. Also, if you enjoy my readings, I do have a little tip jar in my description box if you feel like showing me a little love today, okay? This person's coming through to say, I'm showing pile number 2 a lot of, let me show you love. I feel like, wink, wink, you know, this person, the king or queen of dirty jokes, but it's like, let me show you some love, okay? Let my smooth talking self show you some love. Anyway, I forgot to tell you guys, the Knight of Swords in the tarot is an Aquarius, and Justice, of course, is a Libra, okay? So we could be dealing with some air sign energy. We also had Aries here with the 3 of Wands, okay? Your sign, their sign, sun, moon, or rising. All right, let's go ahead and find out. Spirit, can you give me one more card here regarding this connection? One more card regarding this connection, please. One more card. The 6 of Cups. Okay. So I do feel like, and look at that, there's the Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I want to make a move. I want to say something so bad. I have so many things I want to say that I want to get out of me. And I really, really want all my ideas, you know, even the naughty ones with pile number 2 to materialize, because I'm curious, you know? So there's that energy, that curiosity on the bottom of the deck about you, pile number 2. With the 6 of Cups coming up here, this is a Scorpio card. And I mentioned Scorpio earlier when I said Libra Scorpio. But this is truly this person wanting to impress you or wanting to be on the same playing field with you, okay? And maybe get past a stage where there's like awkwardness or whatever, and get more into the intimacy and get more into the connection and get more into, you know, the feeling and the vibe, and maybe having some regular times to meet, or having more time with you, or having more connection with you. I also feel like this person could get jealous maybe at times, pile number 2. Someone here in this connection may at times have an issue with jealousy. Okay, and I'm seeing the letter Y, so somebody may have that in their first name or last name. I'm also seeing YouTube here, so some of you may have YouTube channels of your own. I'm literally seeing that word here. Anyway, you can comment below and let me know if that's true. But this person really wondering what's on that brain of yours. However, pile number 2, I feel like this person coming through with the 6 of Cups to say ultimately they're looking to connect with you and commit with you on more of an intimate level, okay? More on a feeling level, and more, this person may have a love language of like quality time, or you may have a love language of quality time. With the 6 of Cups, that could say that you guys, you know, if you get to know each other on a deeper level here, pile number 2, that your love languages could actually be similar. Also, someone's love language could be gift giving with the flowers here, okay? Like quality time, gift giving. And for those of you here, I just have to say, for those of you that are still obsessed with an ex, or you're still wondering how your ex feels about you, or even though you're talking to this new person, there's still somebody in the background, in the back of your mind. You know what I'm saying, pile number 2? I feel like, you know, this is something that emotionally maybe you guys are working through. And with Justice, I don't think you guys would ever want to admit that there was anyone in your life that you still thought about or that still bothered you, okay? Because I think when things are done, they're done with Justice, all right? But I do think there is some type of nostalgia or some type of memory around somebody that was really, really close to you in the past, okay? And it may be someone at one point you would have even considered going back to, had they approached you at a particular time, or maybe you thought that they would, okay? I'm also seeing a Gemini here, so we could have a Gemini here too. But I do feel like there's a window open, or there's a door open to this person here. And I do feel like you and this person are going to have physical and emotional chemistry with one another. You may be different or have different ways of expressing yourselves and things like that, but I do feel like you two have the ability to get along, and you do have the ability to have a sensual connection here too, a good one. And the way I see it is, okay, let's just go up this ladder and see where it leads to, right? And that's the attitude. Maybe you guys here with the rabbit are a little bit scared about, you know, going up that ladder, going down that ladder again, going down or up the ladder of love, as they say, pile number 2. I don't know if anyone says that. I just made that up, okay? But but I would just say that this person is very much thinking about you and has feelings for you here, okay, pile number 2. And also I'm getting somebody here who likes to wear the color blue a lot, or maybe when you saw, for some of you, it could have been an ex whose favorite color was blue, or the last time you saw them, they were wearing blue, or this person wears blue a lot, but I am seeing that color as well, pile number 2, okay? Maybe some of you came over from pile number 3, which was the blue tea light. Anyway, pile number 2, this is what I am getting for you, my lovelies. For those of you that would like to follow me to the extended reading will be 18 plus. And there's a link to my Vimeo channel below. Thank you so much, pile number 2. I hope that that reading was helpful to you and assists you on your path. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Alrighty. Spray a little bit here, a little Florida water. Keep us going, right? Pile number 3, let's do it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the blue tea light, and today's reading is called I See the Fire in Your Eyes, okay? And we're gonna find out your person's thoughts and feelings at this moment, okay, that you watch this video. This is a timeless reading, pile number 3, so whenever you see it and view it and feel drawn to it. And for those of you that would like to hit the extended reading, I will have an 18+ extended reading, and you can follow the link to my Vimeo channel below. Thank you so much, pile number 3, and let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to pile number 3, who comes here today with an open heart, seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and pile number 3. Thank you so much. And high vibration, best and highest messages for pile number 3, reveal the truth. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay. Even if we have to get low vibration, hey, that's fine, but just reveal the truth, right? At the end of the day. All right, pile number 3, let's get, okay. Yeah. So Spirit's showing me a fire burning, and I mean, this reading is called I See the Fire in Your Eyes, but Spirit is also telling me about that song, that Shorty is fire burning on the dance floor. For those of you that know that song, some of you here may dance, or you may love dancing, or you may have loved dancing when you were younger, or that you're just really hot or fun on the dance floor. Okay, pile number 3. And hey, you know, I love dancing too, pile number 3. Go for it. I feel like you guys could, okay, also, I feel like some of you here are very mental as well, like not like mentally weird, but you know what I'm saying, pile number 3. But you seduce with the mind. The mind is very important too. It's not just, you know, the body or the seducing or the dancing or things like that, but Spirit is showing me the mind. So, you know, you have to, not only does there have to be a physical connection, but there has to be a mental connection. And so that's coming through, pile number 3. All right. Spirit's also talking about an important speech, okay? So maybe some of you have to give an important speech, or maybe you had to in the past, because Spirit is showing me someone who burped like during an important speech or something. Anyway, pile number 3, maybe you had an embarrassing moment or something while giving a talk or a speech, but Spirit's telling me that. Let's see what else for pile number 3. Okay. Spirit's also telling me about someone who has those like dreams that you go to school and you're naked, or you need to give the biggest speech and you're up on stage and all of a sudden all your clothes fall off or something. Maybe some of you had dreams like that, or maybe you had dreams like that when you were in school. Spirit's also telling me someone was valedictorian. So maybe that was you, pile number 3, or maybe you were very close to that, or maybe you had someone in your family that was a valedictorian, maybe your father, or your mother, or brother, or cousin, or whoever. But Spirit is talking to me. I feel like for some of you, your family had really high expectations for you, and maybe put a lot of pressure on you at times, or someone in your family did that. Do you guys know the term like tiger mom? Anyway, if you know what it is and you feel like you had a parent like that, pile number 3, just, I don't know if that's a good term to use or not, but Spirit's just showing me that, all right? And talk about passion and fire with tigers, right? Maybe some of you really like tigers, or that's a animal totem for you. I feel like you guys are also very protective of the things that you love as well. So let's see what else here for my pile number 3s. You're very, when it comes to yourself, sometimes maybe you flounder a bit. When it comes to the people you care about, I feel like there's no question. You're very clear-headed, you know what to do, and you're a person that can be relied on, and also you don't mind standing up for people or being that person. I feel pile number 3 when it comes to people that you love. It's kind of that mama bear energy too, is what I'm getting, pile number 3. Okay, all right, Spirit is telling me something about Juicy jeans. Is there a brand of jeans called Juicy, or there is a Juicy pants that were used to made where there was like Juicy across the butt or something? or underwear that said that. I think there were those kind of pants back in the day, all right? But maybe some of you got the juicy booty going on, pile number 3. Anyway, or maybe some of you found a really great pair of jeans that makes you look super juicy. Anyway, juiced up, pile number 3. Let's see what else. Let's see what else for pile number 3. Anything else here, Spirit, for channeled messages? Okay, I just heard, let me take a moment to explain. So maybe some of you have been feeling that lately, or you've had a lot to say or to get off your chest, and you're like, let me take a moment to explain something. All right, we have the Two of Swords there talking about the mind indeed. The Two of Swords is a Moon and Libra card, and yeah, and talks about having a mental connection, okay? So let's go ahead, pile number 3. Let's go ahead and see what this person, what they have to say here. I'm just going to get all the cards out and then I'll read them all together, okay? We have the 8 of Pentacles and we have messages and dreams. Oh my God, pile number 3. Remember I talked about in your channel, okay, I just have to say this. I talked about in your channeled messages about, and the 8 of Pentacles could be going to work or going to school. It's a Virgo card, okay? Maybe some of you here have Virgo in your chart, but having those embarrassing dreams, you know, dreams of embarrassment or humiliation at times. And maybe some of you also have dreams that you're like working in your dreams as well. Like you're at your job and you're working in your dream, all right? But we have here limitations and fears. Here we have bring me to the brink of ecstasy. Okay, now pile number 3. There we go now. We have Don Juan. Hey now. Ooh, we got to get this candle. Here, come on, little candle. Keep going, right? Anyway, got to drain some of the wax out of there. But Don Juan, all right? Your positive, seductive qualities. And look at these two dancing and sharing a moment together and looking into each other's eyes. Talk about dancing and tearing up a rug and staring straight into each other's eyes. Somebody here may have blonde hair or strawberry blonde hair. I see a taller man with dark hair, all right? Pile number 3, or someone who could wear their hair kind of like slicked back or out of their face at times. That's very, you know, the Don Juan archetype here. And then the 8 of Pentacles, someone who works very hard or is intelligent and works hard for what they have in their life, but also is, you know, very good at seducing people. There you are, pile number 3. We have rejection. Oh no, this person's afraid of rejection. Or maybe you've experienced that. There's the Cobra, okay? Rejection makes someone very angry or mad, all right? But let's keep going, pile number 3. We have the Snake. Ooh, the Cobra and the Snake. Wow. All right. And we have here the Throat Chakra. Oh my God, pile number 3. The throat chakra. You have the blue tea light with the throat chakra, which is the color of the throat. And I talked to you guys about intelligence and speaking and writing things and all of that in your channeled messages. So that's very interesting, pile number 3 with your throat chakra. I also feel like you guys call things out too. You call them as you see them, and you call things out. And so this person very attracted to your mind and your intelligence, your work ethic, the way you think about life and work and being a person on this planet, okay? So this person into that, all right? And they may think here with this bring me to ecstasy in the throat chakra, look at, she's touching her throat right there. And I love, she has those white fingernails, and then looks like she has 3 white fingernails and then a red one mixed in there. But and her ears looks like she has elf ears, okay? Those pointy kind of ears. But she's pointing at her throat chakra, okay? So this person may think that you have a very lovely neck, or like kissing your neck or touching your neck, or they may think that you have a beautiful voice, okay? Or that your voice is very like, something about your voice to them is very beautiful or kind of turns them on, all right? Pile number 3. And I'm also getting voice lessons. So some of you here may have taken voice lessons or done something like that in the past. But this person's like, you know, tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what your desires are. Tell me like what you want. Tell me what is good, what feels good to you, that type of thing. Okay, pile number 3, and this person's like, I mean, the snake and the cobra. A cobra is a snake. Oh, Lord. Pile number 3. We got some talking to do in your reading, okay? We got a lot to talk about here. Oh, my God. There's the 8 of Wands talking about communication, swift communication, and like, I made my point, everything's clear, and I said what I needed to say, and no one could confuse me for not saying what I, you know, for not saying something. Also, talking about having a lot to say, the 8 of Wands in the tarot is a Mercury in Sagittarius card, and Mercury is in detriment in Sagittarius. So maybe it's sometimes saying too much, or we think that, you know, we're being helpful, but maybe we're being a little bit harsh, you know, or maybe some of the things that we're saying aren't always landing right, okay? And talk about like blurting things out or burping during a speech or that type of thing. That's very Sagittarian. That's very Mercury in Sagittarius, you know. Yeah. So for those of you, if you felt early on in your life you were kind of shy, or maybe you had some fears about speaking, or you were kind of shy, I feel like, you know, because you experienced some rejection in your life, pile number 3, I feel like now you're being pushed out of that, okay? That's just a general message for you, all right? But to get to what this person is, you know, seeing in you, because the reading is called I See the Fire in Your Eyes, their thoughts and feelings, okay? And if you look at her, you can see like her eyes are very seductive and her lips are very seductive, and you know, she doesn't look like she's saying a whole lot, but she's drawing someone in with her eyes and with her energy, okay? And, you know, sometimes leaving a little bit of mystery is actually a good thing, right? And, you know, leaving a little bit of mystery there. And, you know, with the 8 of Wands in the throat chakra, it's like someone who feels compelled to communicate, but also wants to leave a little bit of mystery there, probably because somebody also fears rejection, okay? And this person could fear rejection. You could fear rejection, okay? Pile number 3, maybe there's been times in your life you've been rejected. And I feel like when you feel rejected, it's not just rejection in love, but it also could be rejection from a job or rejection from family or friends, or, you know, we all have to go through that feeling of feeling unwanted and rejected, right? But I feel like your guys' way to respond to that was to kind of put your head down and work, okay? Or study, or put your mind to use, or to learn things. And, you know, and that's why I think you guys are coming through as very sharp or very smart here too, because you have that side of you. And some of you could have been shyer or quieter when you were younger, or maybe you had a tendency to kind of keep your head down and work. Now, this person too, they may have a tendency to work a lot. You know, some people here could be workaholics. Also, I feel like this person really trying to focus on the detail of what you're saying, and trying to maybe notice any inconsistencies because they are afraid of rejection. Pile number 3, okay? And with this Don Juan energy, they kind of have an obsession with the 8 of Pentacles and Don Juan. They have an obsession for making everything perfect. You know, if you want to go out with them, if you talk to them, they want to be at their best. They want to be perfect. They want to do everything right, so that you don't have any reason to kind of reject them, okay? And this person may think that, you know, you're like more beautiful than them, or that you can get more people, more men or women than them, or maybe you think that about them, but there is, I feel like, something going on there, okay? And this person not wanting to make any mistakes with the 8 of Pentacles. You can see the way he's hammering every pentacle and every little detail has to be right, okay? And someone could be a perfectionist at work too, and is, you know, all work and no play makes for a dull person, you know? And I feel like this person really maybe needs to get out more, or they need to have more fun, and they need to, you know, they don't want to come across as, you know, using the power of romantic attraction for a private agenda. Also, I feel like this person you're dealing with, pile number 3, has had bad experiences in relationships at times, and I feel they've been with people who used like the power of seduction to reel them in and then reject them, pile number 3. And I think that makes, with the Cobra, that makes this person very angry, okay? And also for you guys, if, you know, and you guys coming across as a seductor or seductress or a tempter or something, all right, but you can see here, somebody gets real mad. Talk about the fire in someone's eyes with the Cobra, okay? Representing all this fire energy. But somebody gets mad with this rejection color being orange here. Someone gets mad when they're sexually rejected. Someone gets mad or humiliated when they're sexually rejected, okay? This person may have a tendency to get mad or angry if they feel like someone's pushing them away. You know, this person's main mode may be, like, one of their love languages may be physical touch here with this Don Juan energy. And some people do get very hurt when their partner rejects them. And certainly if your partner keeps rejecting and rejecting you over time with fears and limitations here, it can become an issue where you feel like, God, am I even cute? Does anyone even like me? Like, you know, and that can be the worst thing for those of you that have been with people. You know, I had that in my marriage. I felt like, you know, I mean, my marriage was a long time ago, so I can talk about it, pile number 3. It's 202 in your reading, but like, you know, I felt that's a bad thing to have in a relationship. But also, at the same time, when you're getting to know someone and you're in a relationship or getting to know them, we can't demand sexual energy from other people. People still get to make a choice about that, okay? And, you know, bring me to the brink of ecstasy is kind of demanding too, you know? And maybe some of you have dealt with people who've got really mad at you when, like, they pulled out all the stops, they took you on a date or whatever, and then at the end of the night here with this woman sleeping, you guys just went home and fell asleep on your own because you like sleeping in your own bed, or maybe you just weren't up for whatever because you're going through some different things in your own life with fears or limitations, or just you didn't really even like the person, you know? I feel like some of you have dealt with people who've been mad because you've sexually rejected them. And that isn't cool, pile number 3. That is very, very uncool. Or some of you could have been with a partner long term who rejected you time and time again and made you feel very weird, okay, about yourself. And I do think something with the throat chakra here is needing to be expressed about that, or there's a truth that needs to be expressed about that, pile number 3, and like how that resonates for you. And maybe your story will also kind of like help inspire other people as well, pile number 3, okay? Maybe you and this person are gonna have a talk about this, or there needs to be an open line of communication about this without becoming defensive or angry, okay? And the interesting thing here is I feel like the very thing that this person fears, pile number 3, is exactly what they want. Do you guys know that feeling? And you can't help yourself with the 8 of Wands of just going to it. All right, because the 8 of Wands in the tarot is the Lord of swiftness. So it's like, I'm just gonna go towards what I want, okay? And I'm gonna speak it, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna drive my point home. All right, so even though this person may fear rejection, or maybe they were rejected a lot in the past and didn't get any action at all. I mean, some people are married to someone or with someone long term, and they try to initiate physical intimacy, and that person rejects them over and over and over again, okay? So this person could have had that as well, which can lead people to bury themselves in their work, all right, with the Eight of Pentacles. When really underneath it, with this Don Juan energy, they're dying to be touched. They're dying to be seen. They're dying to be seduced, okay? So I do think there's something with that going on here. And with the snake energy, talking about the Ouroboros here eating its own tail, right? That need or want to be encircled and swallowed whole by the divine feminine. All right, and it's very intense, pleasurable energy here with this bring me to the brink of ecstasy. And I feel like this person thinks that they could find, you know, this in your arms. They think that they could find maybe freedom from rejection or freedom or anger, you know, with you, okay? Or that you're the person that could really give them what they need on a sexual level, okay, pile number 3. And I feel like you guys are needing, for those of you in pile number 3 that haven't been touched for a while, you haven't felt attractive or these types of things, I also feel like there's a powerful Kundalini serpent, you know, energy, devouring energy waking up in you too, okay? And it's so funny I said U2 because that reminds me of the band U2. Does anyone here remember that band? Were you into that band? Did you hate them? Whatever, you can leave me a comment, but it just came up in my mind, okay? Talk about the throat chakra and the Eight of Wands, things coming up in people's minds randomly, communicating them. And, you know, some of you may have a quirky side to you that way. And I do think this person wants to be surprised by the things that you say and wants you to just express, like, you know, what you're feeling and what you're thinking and what you want to do to them and what, you know, what you would like done to you, okay? Like, I feel like this person really wants to hear that from you, or really, it's like they want to be pulled into your spider web, I feel here. Pile number 3, okay? And I just literally almost burped as I was saying that. And I haven't burped for this entire reading. And it's not like I do very often. Like, I do, but you know what I mean? Pile number 3 is just, you know, not an everyday occurrence. But, like, the blue is very inspiring. So I also feel like you guys have the ability to inspire people with your stories. And maybe some of you here may even want to read or write some erotic stories, okay? Or do something like that. There's a lot of creative energy here with all this cobra and snake. And I do feel that there is a connection here. This person being very on, you know, turned on, looking at you like, what's up? What you got going on? You know, what do you got shaking, mama? That type. What do you got shaking, poppy, mommy? All that stuff. Anyway, this person really giving you the stare down and wanting to see your eyes and see if they can see the fire in your eyes, okay? And I mean, I think you guys have that fire within you too, all right? And that need to be, you know, devoured and held and touched and all of that. But I also think you guys are sometimes more of a closed circuit. And maybe for you guys, I don't know, do you guys like this person completely and fully, or is there something about this person's energy that turns you off? I have to ask you that, pile number 3, because I am getting, for some of you here, that there may be something about this person and the way that they act that may be a bit immature sexually, okay? Or with their passions, or, you know, that, you know what I'm saying, pile number 3. I am getting that, and I feel like, you know, just be careful. I mean, do whatever you want, pile number 3, but, you know, you're a big girl or a big boy. But I would just say, for someone of your stature and of your, because I also feel like you guys don't want to just, I'm getting Scorpio and Virgo energy here too. Like, you guys don't just want to share your passion, your creative sacral chakra energy with just anyone. You know, it should be a special person that really gets you going, right? And maybe some of you were considering this person here with this limitations and fears, because it's like, well, I don't know, like, I haven't been with anyone for a while, or am I gonna ever get married, or am I ever gonna be with someone long term, or why am I not finding my partner or my person? So maybe I should stay open. But I also feel like that's your guys' fears driving you or something like that, rather than maybe what you truly want. So pile number 3, it's just a question I have to ask you for self, discussion within self. And that is, is this person, are they what I think they want you? I am definitely seeing that. And they're trying to do everything perfect and do everything right with the 8 of Pentacles and Don Juan. But I also feel like something about this person's energy is maybe not sitting completely right with you. And if you are feeling that way, then I wouldn't ignore your feelings, pile number 3, okay? Or maybe you've dealt with someone in the past that was very angry when you told them, when you tried to put a boundary and say, hey, I just met you, I'm not trying to whatever, like, take a number or call me next week or whatever. Maybe someone got very mad at you for that, okay? So I just want you guys to think about, like, because some of you, pile number 3, I feel like some of you have been with people in the past who've been disgusting pigs when it comes to, sharing intimate energy, okay? So, I just want you guys to, and that makes me mad, pile number 3. That really makes me mad for you. And like, I'm mad on your behalf. And I would just say, like, if there's something, if you feel like you're getting messages, I feel like you guys are getting messages while you sleep. And I do feel like there could be someone here who is sending you messages, maybe someone from your past, okay, while you sleep. And I'm not trying to freak you out, pile number 3, but maybe there's a familiar pull to that energy because you've been in situations like that before. Maybe, there's some, I also feel with messages and limitations here, with you and this person, even though they're doing everything, trying to be perfect or do everything right, I think there is something here with the communication that isn't translating right, okay? And I feel like there's a thought bubble above your head, pile number 3, that's like, are you serious? Kind of like tilting your head and looking at this person, okay? And yeah, so yeah, I feel like Spirit is saying also to you personally, pile number 3, to stay open. Your dreams are very important right now. There's a lot of soul growth happening for you right now. Some of you are confronting your fears and limitations about maybe feeling lovable or feeling vulnerable, okay? And I do feel like with the 8 of Wands that better energy is going to enter your guys' world, and some of you may want to like save yourself for that energy. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about, maybe some of you want to save yourself for the right person or for marriage. And if that's what you want to do, pile number 3, more power to you. Much love to you, okay? Because I do see like a protective thing here too around you and around your energy, because it is very special. It can't be given to just anyone. Like, there is something about you, pile number 3, all right? And just because you're you, like, we're all different people in the world. We all express ourselves differently, but there's something there for you, okay? And some of you may need to tell your story. Some of you may need to tap into that more primal energy within yourself, maybe just on a one-on-one with yourself, as well, to kind of wake up the energy, the sleeping, look at, she's sleeping here, the sleeping energy, all right? And if you guys had any dreams as well, where people were rejecting you or getting angry at you or taking things out on you, just consider it maybe washing the energy of the past out of your out of your present, okay, out of your present moment. And, you know, sometimes we go through all that dream work, right, with the dreams and then the Eight of Pentacles. It's that dream work, okay? And so I just want you to treat yourselves very special, pile number 3. And if you don't feel like opening up in a certain way to someone, then don't, you know? And I mean, some of you may want to have a fling with someone because maybe it's been a while and you're like, all right, you know, but I would also just kind of, you know, I don't know. I feel like this person's highly into you. They're really, really looking at you, but and you're maybe in the moment, you're cool or something with it, or maybe you're feeling some of the energy here too, but also I feel like some of you are closing your eyes and pretending that someone is someone else, okay? There may be something going on with that as well, pile number 3, okay? So I would say just be aware of that energy. There definitely is fire coming from your eyes here with this bring me to ecstasy. But it may be attracting a person that you don't really want in the long run, or that you're just not really into. And in that case, pile number 3, Spirit is saying, like, let's move forward, okay? Like 8 of Wands, let's keep it moving. All right, pile number 3. So that is what I am getting for you, my darlings, in pile number 3. I hope that reading resonated with you, and wish you so much healing. And if you enjoyed that reading, you can follow me to my Vimeo channel, where we will be getting more messages regarding this situation. There'll be a link below, pile number 3. And also, if you feel like showing me a little love, there's a little tip jar right in the description box of my videos as well. So thank you so much, pile number 3. And thank you everyone who came to your reading today. Thanks everybody, and have a beautiful and blessed day. Take care.